Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. I am Joy Samson, your host for today on Societal Matters. The cost of living has increased drastically in recent years. The prices of food, fuel, transportation and housing are rising daily. What do we call this? Economic hardship. And today we are going to be discussing the causes, effects and solutions and how it affects Nigerians. So today I am here with
Bankat Wasantu. I'm an economist, a chartered accountant, and a civil servant.
Okay, so sir, please can you tell us what exactly is causing the problem?
Well, there isn't a single cause for the high cost of living, but there are quite a number of factors, but the common denominator amongst all of them is inflation. I say it's a common denominator because inflation mostly causes the high cost of living. And to further understand inflation, you have to know what causes inflation itself, even though inflation is a cause to the high cost of living, but inflation itself has causes. So to further understand inflation, what causes inflation is, simply put, it's an imbalance between demand and supply. Economists would say that it is not at an equilibrium. So when demand and supply are not at an equilibrium, that's an imbalance. That automatically causes inflation. For example, if I'm selling something, let's say I'm selling this phone, and the demand for it exceeds the supply. If 10 people are demanding for it and I have just one phone, the next thing a businessman would do is probably shoot up the price so that he'll produce more in his own head. Just shoot up the price. Since more people are demanding for it, I'm going to make more money. That is basically what is happening with that, and that is what economists call a demand pull inflation. Other factors that cause the high cost of living is like unemployment. For example, that's for people that are still seeking employment. You have high taxes. If you notice, in recent times,
yes,
Nigerians have wondered how on earth is it that the government is trying to increase the taxes when people are barely surviving with the high cost of living. So obviously, if you increase taxes, the cost of living will increase. Take this place, for instance.
yes.
If in economics, it's called the ripple effect. It's like a card of dominoes. What affects one thing affects 1,000 others. When you arrange cards in a straight line, like so,
Yes.
once you drop one, the second drops the other, like that. This affects this. So in economics, we call that a ripple effect. So what am I trying to say? If the government increases taxes, the business owner will transfer that tax to the buyer. Because if he doesn't transfer that tax to the buyer, he will not be in business. So that tax will be transferred to another person. So by the time you go pick up a pack of sugar in the store,
Yes.
that tax on the pack of sugar from the government, maybe let's say Unilever, government is taxing Unilever. Unilever will increase the price of sugar, and you will have to, if you were buying it for 500, now you're buying it for 700. Inflation, high cost of living. We also have poor infrastructure. Poor infrastructure also contributes to the high cost of living. I believe that is sort of self-explanatory. So if there is poor infrastructures, there won't be adequate. How do I phrase this now? There will be adequate infrastructure to carry out what you're supposed to carry out. And because of that, the high cost of living is transferred to another person. For example, now, let's say this is a bakery and you don't have the machines to run it properly. You basically have poor infrastructure for those to produce bread. You are not going to get enough output to get enough price to buy that product. So it will increase the price of that. But at the end of the day, underneath all this, inflation is the ultimate cause of the high cost of living.
Okay, thank you very much. And please, sir, can you tell us how does it affect Nigerians, or even more?
Well, I think inflation affects every single person, be you a businessman, a worker, a civil servant. It's at just about anybody, unless you're not spending money at all or you're not existing at all. It affects every single person. So it's like a friend of mine would say, the moment you wake up and step foot out your door, you're already feeling the impact of inflation, from transportation, from your feeding, your clothing, your rent, surviving. Basically, it touches every. You remember I made mention of a ripple effect. Yes, one thing affects another. So in Nigeria today, people are very scared of having the price of fuel shoot up, because when that happens, almost every other thing shoots up. The person going to the market to buy goods will say, I had to pay transportation to buy these goods, so because of that, I'm going to increase the prices of goods and services. So basically, whatever we are doing, inflation affects every fiber of our being. I made mention of businessmen. It affects their profit. It affects the way they run their businesses. And for us individuals, it affects our spending. Our purchasing power reduces because of inflation. And if inflation is so bad, you can move from a middle class citizen to a lower class citizen, and from a lower class citizen to a poor citizen, like so. So inflation affects every single person, myself included.
Please, can you tell us what should be done? What's your opinion or solutions about the matter?
The high cost of living.
Yes.
Okay. I have my own personal opinions on what should be done, but before that, let me say the good thing about economics is that for every problem, there's a supposed solution. Yes, it's left for the government to adopt that or ignore it. So when it comes to high cost of living, like I said when we started, the common denominator is inflation. Yes, there are other factors, but most times when you trace it, it goes back to inflation. So what do you do to solve inflation? It's twofold. On one hand, there's what an individual should do, that is you and I. Then there's what government should do, that's where macroeconomics comes in, should do. So one does not work without the other, okay? But ultimately it boils down to what government should do for what individuals should do, because no matter what you do as an individual, if the government policies do not align, there's nothing you can do. So first off, what government can do is control inflation. How does the government control inflation? They come up with monetary policies, monetary and fiscal policies that will, sort of control spending, how people spend, and also control prices. I could go into details about that, but just know that the government should bring about monetary policies as a solution to control prices of goods. When there's an inflation, some greedy business people and even some individuals take advantage of that to inflate their own prices way more than the economic reality. So if government does not step in and regulate those prices with the economic realities, there's almost nothing you and I can do about it. Then government can also bring in tax relief for its citizens. That's why, like I made mention earlier, many people, including economists, were at the front line shouting, how can you increase taxes when people are suffering? It just does not make sense. So a solution that the government should do is to bring about tax relief for its citizens until there's an economic recovery. Then for an individual, what you can do on your own part is reduce spending, obviously. That's whether you like it or not, you have to reduce spending. That's where scale of preference, as economists will call it, comes in. That's where you prioritize your needs above your wants. What are my wants? I want a Lamborghini. I want to go on vacation. It's basically the things you can survive without. What are your needs? You need your basic clothing, not your designer clothing now. You need your basic clothing, you need food, you need shelter, school fees. You concentrate on those. Then your luxuries, which are mostly your wants, can wait.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Rose Bankert. We are thrilled to have you as our guest.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. The rising cost of living in Nigeria affects everyone and lowers the standards of living. But with the right solutions and awareness, improvement is possible. Please, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.